Hello everyone, welcome to the SI UK India webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are now live with University of Liverpool. Today we have Yamini with us. She will be taking us through this webinar. We'll try to answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start the webinar. Over to you, Yamini.
Thanks, Yukti. So Akshay, if you could just share the screen with the presentation, please. Perfect, thank you. Thanks, Akshay. Hi, everyone. So my name is Yamini and I'm the Deputy Country Manager for India. Thank you all so much for joining this session. And I'm also joined by my two colleagues in India, Sumaira and Akshay, who will be supporting us with this session, as well as three of our student ambassadors, who will be very active in the latter part of this session. So in case you have any questions, please feel free to let us know at the end of the session and we'll be happy to answer those for you. Just some house rules before I begin with the presentation. So the agenda of this PPT is basically to give you a briefing on the academic services and the welfare services that are available to the University of Liverpool students. So we would request you to keep your questions around these. In case you have any general specific questions, you can email those to southasia@liverpool.ac.uk, as you can see on the website, right? So yeah, I'll begin with the PPT now. Akshay, if we could move on to the next slide, please. Thank you. So why choose the University of Liverpool? So we are a top 200 university in the world as per the QS and Times Higher Education. And you must have also heard that this year we have risen 11 places in the QS and we are now ranked at 165 in the world. We are associated with 9 Nobel Prize winners, and we have 3 faculties at the university. So across these 3 faculties, we offer more than 400 undergraduate as well as postgraduate programs. In 2021, we were also awarded the Best University Halls Award by the National Student Housing Awards. And this year, as per Time Out, we have also, Liverpool has been named as the 7th best city in the world. Our management school is a top 1% institution worldwide and is Triple Crown accredited from AACSB, AMBA, and ICIS. And that is the Triple Crown accreditation is basically the gold standard for a management school. Next slide, please. So coming over to the academic and welfare support services, so I'm just going to touch down upon the points here, and then we are going to discuss this in detail when I speak with the student ambassadors. So at the university, you'll have access to one-on-one academic advising from your academic advisor or mentor. You also have the option of taking in-sessional English language classes, which is basically to help you with your academic English writing. There is also peer mentoring support service available, so you can speak to the current students, and this is a confidential service. So this is for your, this can sort of help you with your academics, or if you're facing any issues personally, you can always speak to the peer mentor. Disability support is also there for students. So we have a disability center, so you can reach out to them. We have financial advice available for you to manage your budgets and manage your costs, and you can speak to those money coaches as well. We have visa and immigration support available for international students, which is basically guidance available to international students. If you want to know about UK visa, dependency visas, post-study work visa, and the details and all of that, you can get support regarding those services. And then we also have confidential counseling, helplines, and well-being guidance that is available to international students. So the university knows and understands that international students can face these issues as compared to the home students. So especially for them, and with a major focus on them, there are these services that is available. These services are available throughout the year for you, confidential. So yeah, and it's free of cost for students as well. So you don't have to pay anything. Next slide, please. Now your library, of course. So library is also part of your academic support services at the campus. So we have two campus libraries. One is the Sydney Jones and the other is the Harold Cohen. These are open 24 hours and all days during term time for students. You have access to physical books, online resources, printed books dating from 12th to 21st century. So in case you want to opt for leisure reading or your academic reading, you will find all those resources at the library. We also have, so Sydney Jones has the special collection and archives, and that basically houses the largest collection of science fiction material in Europe. So if you're a science fiction geek, then this is a very good place for you. We also have other library services available. So you get access to online library resources, you get access to laptops, you can borrow a laptop, internet access, charging stations, PCs, all these are also part of the library. And then the other allied services are printing, copying, and scanning, also part of the library. Next one, please. Now, Practera is basically something new, and why I also included this here is because the students who have joined us, you all that you've joined, you are part of the new incoming batch. And this is something new that has been launched by the University of Liverpool Management School for the upcoming batch. So this is a skill accelerator platform, and it gives you access to free and guaranteed nano projects for you to gather experience. So these are 2-week online internships and projects that you can work on. And you will also be receiving feedback when you complete those modules, as well as the industry feedback. So this gives you a very good opportunity to, gather skill set and everything. So this will be part of the management school. Next one, please. Student ambassador platform. So we have the ambassador platform now. Earlier we were on UniBuddy. We have switched to TAP. And through this platform, some of you might have used it already. You can speak to some of our current students studying in various courses across departments. You can find ambassadors according to your subject area and country, and you can filter. You can put a filter and find ambassadors as well. We have an offer holders group for India upcoming as well. So you will be receiving an email with a link to join those group. And TAP is also a platform where our student ambassadors post their content. So there will be a lot of media content there. So should you be interested, you can give it a read and you can get an idea on how the student life is at Liverpool. Next slide, please. Just to brush up on some key deadlines for the upcoming intake. So for September, we have the deposit payment deadline, which is the 31st of July. The CAS issuance deadline will be the second week of August. So we are accepting documents till the mid of August for students whose universities will be releasing results late this year. So please make sure that you are submitting your documents latest by the second week of August, and so that your CAS can be issued, so that you will have some room available to apply for your visas, because visas during August and September can take a very long time. So please bear that in mind. The enrollment and registration will be on the 23rd of September. So that's there as well. And the PG deferral, if you want to defer for the next year, the request needs to be put in by the 31st of October. And it needs to be done by the through the PG tracker, the application tracker that's there. And if you want to put a request for deposit refund, then it should be done by the 31st of October as well. Again, the way to do it is through the tracker. There is a deposit refund button that you will have to click on. And on the right, you can also see some Jan deadlines mentioned, but a couple of them are to be confirmed. So you can find more of this on the web pages in case you are a Jan intake student. Next slide, please. Regarding meet and greet, so some of you might already be aware, but just to reiterate on this, the university will be doing a meet and greet this year for both undergraduate and postgraduate incoming students. And it will be held between the 12th and 15th of September this year. The pickup will be from Manchester Airport only. And if you are an international student, you are eligible to book a place on a dedicated University of Liverpool coach service. So there will be a bus service that will be operated by National Express. And it will have a small fee of about £20 that you'll have to pay. The drop points for the meet and greet service will be if you've taken up a university accommodation, it will be at your halls. Or if you have opted for a private accommodation, the bus service can either drop you at Lime Street Station, which is pretty close to the university, or the Brownlow Hill, which is basically the campus. So yeah, this is the meet and greet service. And you can check more on this on our website for meet and greets. If you just type on Google meet and greet University of Liverpool, you'll find a link with more details. Next slide, please. Right, so coming over to the last slide and basically moving on to the next segment of this session. So we have 3 of our student ambassadors here. And you can see their pictures and you can see the courses that they're from. So Amanda and Harshda are master students, and Amanda is pursuing music industry studies. Harshda is doing operations and supply chain within the management school. And Samriddhi is an undergrad student. She's pursuing law. So what I'll do next is I'll be starting with the Q&A. Akshay, you can leave the slide as it is, and I'll start with the question for the student ambassadors. So are you ready, Amanda?
Yes, yes.
Perfect, right. So my first question is to you, actually. So if you can talk about the services that are provided by the English Language Center and how can it benefit students? Can you share your experience?
Absolutely. So, hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the English Language Center, which is a very helpful service available for all students at the university, and it's free of cost. And they have multiple services. Like the first one is the academic language and skills class, which was compulsory for 2 of my modules. So which is why I attended these classes, and they were really helpful in knowing how to write academically and in an academic language. And it's very helpful because our university focuses a lot on academic language and also how to do research in a proper way. So these classes were really helpful. Even if it's on your timetable, you don't really have to attend these, but like these are really helpful. So, and I attended most of these sessions, and they really helped me write my assignments, and as well as my get ideas for my dissertation, as well as the dissertation proposal. So it's really beneficial. And especially for international students whose first language is not English, or people who have not done their undergraduate degrees from from a university in the UK, it's quite helpful to know what the professors are expecting out of you. So yeah, so try and attend these classes. They will be on your timetable most of the times, and if it's required for a module, they will automatically be on your timetable. So otherwise, you can check out the website and take these classes as well. Another service is a one-on-one academic writing consultation. So if you sometimes are unsure about a certain part of your assignment and anything, you can always book these sessions. These are sessions that you need to book, again, free of cost, and it's open to all students. So you can submit a piece of your writing and discuss with another professional who will tell you what you can improve. And these sessions are with the professional who's a language tutor, and they will tell you, okay, this academic language is, it can be better, or what you can do better to have like an overall experience of how to write your writing in a better way. And there's another service, which is the know-how academic English classes. These classes are again open for all students across the university, and these are specifically for people who struggle with the English language, like how to communicate, read, write, and everything. And they focus on a different range of topics, such as writing at how it is at a university level, critical thinking, and reading and understanding of your assignments, and those kind of things. So the English Language Center is located at Abercrombie Square, and this is in South Campus. You can find all the details on the website.
Perfect. Thank you, Amanda. So yeah, that's a very valid point that you raised for students whose first language is not English, actually. So what ELC does is, just to reiterate what Amanda said, it's like a bridge for students who have not studied in the UK. So there's a certain expectation how you're expected to do your assignments, that level of academic writing and critical thinking that you might have not done in your undergrad, be it India or anywhere else, if not in the UK. So make sure, even if it's not a part of your course, if it's not there in your timetable, you can still go to the ELC. It's free of cost. Just check with them if there are appointments required. In some cases, there are no appointments required also, but you can always walk in and check with the coordinator there, and develop your writing and critical thinking skills. Of course, I think the most important aspect is critical thinking. So if you can crack that, it will be easier to go ahead with writing, as well as once you have to present in the classes or in your lectures, even then it will greatly benefit you all. So it is something that is highly recommended for international students. So please do find the time and attend ELC. Right. So moving on to the next question. My next question is to Harshada. Harshada, if you could talk about how do you use the library, and do you prefer to sit at the library or do you use it online?
Hi, Yamini. Hi, everyone. I'm Harshada. I'm doing my master's in operations and supply chain management. And to answer your question, there are two libraries. They're both in the main campus. One is actually very close to my accommodation. So I do prefer sitting in the library than being in my room. Talking about the library timings, they're both open 24/7. So you can just pop in anytime, maybe after your lecture or during exam seasons. Literally anytime you want to just study or have a quick break, you can go to the library and study. Talking about how I use the library, of course, you need your ID to get into the library. So you can have your physical ID, or you can use the Liverpool app through which you can scan in and get inside the library. The library provides a lot of services. One could be to get online material, that could be research papers, to get books, to any kind of publication that you need to use for your dissertation, essays, reports for your academics. So all of that is available. You can physically go to the library and request for it, or you can request for it online. Everyone prefers to do it online. You can just go to the library website, just type in whatever you want. You can get a list of all the research papers. Everything is free, everything is paid off. So it's a great resource. You don't need to scramble on Google Scholar and try to find or nitpick any paid publications. Everything is readily available on the library website. Another thing, there is a lot of like leisure reading. So now during the summer, I actually picked up a few books for myself. So you can just read throughout the summer, something apart from your dissertation to read on. Other than that, obviously, there are a lot of online support that is available through the library, not just online, even offline. You can just pop in if you have any struggles with your essays or you need any dissertation prep. There's always a library liaison who will help you with that. Again, yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think the point that you made, everyone prefers using it online. Yes, I think I was one of the lazy ones as well. Always preferred the online because you can just sit at home, access it anytime from anywhere. So yeah, that is really something which is helpful. Anyway, moving on to the next question. So my next question is to Samriddhi. Samriddhi, if you could also talk about your library experience, and do you want to speak a bit more on the know-how services that are offered by the library?
Thanks, Yamini. Hi, everyone. I'm Samriddhi, and I am about to graduate with a law degree next week, actually. So I'll just talk a little bit about my library experience. I am just someone who cannot sit at home and do my work. It's just if my bed's here, I'll just be in my bed. I'm just that procrastinator who has to be in the library. So during exam season, you'll either find me in sitting in the library, one of the libraries. I kind of like to switch between the both libraries just because it gives me a better experience and I like that change. I have used the library a lot during the past 3 years of my degree. I have never actually bought a book for myself ever. I've always let my books and saved money on that. Another thing I'd like to talk about a little bit is the know-how services at the university. So I was doing a law degree, which means loads of writing. So I've written about 20 to 30 essays in the past 3 years. And I think my first experience writing an essay was really daunting, was really overwhelming. That's when I actually connected with my academic advisor and asked him if he knew about any services that could help me, just because when I was here, it was mostly just COVID, so didn't have much time on campus as well in my first year. But now that everything's opened up, I think you can see those services and it's easier to approach those services like that. But my academic advisor actually introduced me to the know-how writing services and actually told me about how it's run by PhD students. And you can just go on the library website, choose any of the student that you would want to connect with, and you can actually choose a student who actually does the same subject as you, maybe is doing a PhD in law. I picked out someone who was doing a PhD in law in a similar field for which I was writing an essay, because I did not truly understand what critical analysis meant. In my first year of university, I was actually struggling. How do you critically analyze the law? And so I basically submitted a piece of my work and wanted feedback on that. And it was a 30 or 40-minute long session where she kind of picked on everything that needed to be fixed and everything that could improve my piece of work. Also really helped me with structuring of my essay. Honestly, I have used this service all these years, all these 3 years of my university life. I have gotten feedback on everything I have submitted just to have a better idea to reflect on how I can make my academic writing better. And academic writing is such a strong part of university life. If you're coming to a university in the UK, whether it's at an undergrad level or at a postgraduate level, as someone who wanted to do a postgraduate degree and wanted to move on with a PhD, for me, writing was something that was really important, and I knew I had to be good at it. And I think know-how services have really helped me just kind of figure out, go from knowing absolutely nothing to actually getting first-class grades in my essays. And I think that's know-how services really deserve a shout for that.
That's amazing. That's some really good insight, Samriddhi. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, that is why just to stress again, please do access these services when you are at the university. These are really beneficial. I think sometimes there could be like an overflow of information, and too much information also can be daunting for students. But please do find the time for yourself and access these services, and these can really help you in the long run. Like Samriddhi said, if you are to pursue your master's or a PhD in the UK, these will help you to build on your critical thinking skills with and will be really beneficial for you all. Right. So moving on to the next question now. My next question is to Samriddhi again, actually. I think, yeah, there was this other question that Harshda already covered. But anyway, so Samriddhi, again, to you. Have you taken support of the academic librarian, and in what ways do they support?
Yes, so we do have academic librarians for every course. So for us, it was a law librarian, whose name's Kate, and she is absolutely a sweetheart. I have met with her so many times. I think I'm the kind of person who gets really easily stressed and will just try to find a person who can actually help me with it. And I think the university is great in terms of support for that, especially because I came to the university when I was 18. I was an overwhelmed child and I just knew absolutely nothing. And especially with the referencing, I had never written a piece of essay. I'd never written essays before. I never knew what referencing was. If you're coming from the Indian education system, we're just not taught to write essays or to reference our work. So I was really struggling with following Oscola, and especially because I was doing a European Union module, and the referencing can be really difficult for that, just because different language. So it's just a really complicated process as well. And I've sat with her just to pick on my referencing, just so that we can pick any mistakes that I'm making before actually submitting my essays. But also in my third year, I really wanted to be ahead of everything that was happening in the university. And I really wanted to pick on some extra reading, just apart from my key reading. And I just really needed help with that. Just to pick out what resources I should be actually using to enhance my knowledge. So I've went to Kate. Kate really helped me with just finding articles, because I think, like, as a law student, it can be really overwhelming to see the amount of reading that we have to do. But also I am a believer of smart work than hard work. And I was like, I need help to actually find out what exactly I need to read. And she helped me with that. She was absolutely a sweetheart. All of my friends who were studying law have met with her, and all of them have had such a great experience, and I have such nice things to say about her. So yeah, that's my experience with Kate.
That's great. So yeah, so that's basically Samriddhi's undergraduate experience. So we'll ask Harshda as well. Harshda, if you can talk about your postgraduate experience, like have you used academic librarian services, and has it helped you?
Yes, actually, what Amanda said earlier, and I just reflected upon it. There were like ELC in part of our timetable, so we did have that kind of support to help me improve my academic writing. And as rightly as Samriddhi said, that coming from Indian education system, you don't really know how to write good essays. I remember in our orientation, our director asked us how many people know referencing, and nobody put their hands up because we were just unaware of what referencing is. So when the first assignment came in, it was really daunting to write something because you really don't know what you're writing. And on top of that, you really need to think critically, which is another ballpark. So I was really scared to put in my first assignment, and I heard about the services where you can get them checked. So I did submit my essay, and I picked a tutor who was from my background in operations. So he kind of went through the essay and helped me think in a better way, think more critically, and not just be very descriptive with my writing. And talking about academic tutor or a supervisor, that's something that you know beforehand before coming to the university, or you might know in the first week yourself. You can just go on the Liverpool Life app and you will find out who your supervisor is. So I have contacted my academic tutor as well. I remember there was a session where I had to choose electives. So I had to choose one elective for each semester. And that was again very daunting for me because all the electives were so good. So I had a hard time choosing. So you can go to your academic tutor and ask them for support regarding academic or even non-academic. So whenever I used to book an appointment with them, you can book an appointment. They'll display their working hours. You can just contact them during those working hours. They'll give an appointment. You can show up. So basically you have to build a relationship with your academic tutor. I think that's very beneficial for any student, no matter you're doing your undergrad or postgraduate. It really helps you to understand your module and also to understand where you're going with that module. And if there's anything that you don't really understand, you can have that frank conversation with them. So with my electives, as I was really confused, he helped me with understanding what I want from the course and what the module can deliver for me, and how it could be like mutually beneficial than just taking a module that everybody's taking. So I would definitely recommend students taking these services, contacting their academic tutors, and making use of all of these services that the university offers, because at the end, we all want to get the best out of the education that we are provided. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. And Amanda, I just want to check with you also, how has your experience been with the library support and the academic librarian?
Yeah, so thank you, Yamini. So I basically took support from the academic librarian. I think it was my 4th week here, and my first assignment was coming close, and I was really worried about how do I search, and even the library has a search bar, and then there's an advanced search option and all of that. But he really took me through how to use the search function at the library website, and also the different platforms where you could search for what kind of literature you want to read. So he helped me find my sources and everything, and he even did a session in our class. He came to class specifically and did a session for all the students, and how best to search, what are the keywords that you should use, the combining keywords where you combine 2 words together that you're searching, use and or, and how to refine your search strategy. So that really helped us in finding literature. And so that has been my experience, and he was always open and welcome, and you could contact him anytime. He gave us his email ID. He said, whenever you need help with anything related to what literature to look for your course, I'm your library your academic librarian, and I will help you. So he was really helpful, and we could contact him anytime, so it was really nice. Yeah.
Is there a booking hour system? Like, do you have book office hours with them, or how
I think you can just write them an email.
Okay.
So what we used to do is he gave us his email ID in the welcome week only, and he was like, you can just write them an email and he'll get back to you, or whoever your academic librarian is, they will come to your class and tell you, introduce themselves and everything, and give you their email ID so that you can contact them whenever you need those services.
Right. So thank you for that, Amanda. And my next question to you is, What kind of spaces are available at the library? Could you talk about that, please?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Yamni. So we have loads of spaces which I've utilized like a lot. Like my colleagues Samriddhi and Harshada talked about their experience at the library, booking, going to the library. And I often liked to book the study spaces in advance. So you could do that on the My Liverpool app or on the library website. And that is really beneficial because you get a quiet space to study without any distractions. So there are multiple spaces available at the library. The ones that you can book are the group study rooms, or the individual pods that are there. So I really enjoyed these two facilities, and especially the group study rooms have like a computer screen and everything where you could plug in your device and discuss your presentation or your notes with your group members. Like you will be grouped for certain assignments with other people in your class, and it's really helpful to, without any distraction, to just sit there and discuss. And it's been really nice. The group study rooms are amazing. And sometimes when all the group study rooms were booked and there was nothing available, we would book like a group study table. So it's like a big room where you have different study tables and different groups are discussing their own presentations on every on every table. That's nice as well. And I really enjoy the pods too. You have these very cute looking pods with just a table, and you can just sit there, and it's completely soundproof. You don't hear anything from outside, nobody hears you also. And there are also like these small rooms for like two people. You can book for the same things but for two people, so it's like a slightly bigger room and stuff. And then you also have accessibility study spaces. You have them also. So if you have like any accessibility uh, requirements and stuff, you can book those kind of rooms. You We also have if you go without booking a study space, you also have lots of spaces at the library to just sit without booking any table or anything. And these are usually in both, like in the silent wing as well as in the normal wing. You'll find these kind of spaces available for you. There are computers that you can use in case you don't have a laptop or something. You can have like a table with a computer on it, and all you need to do is just log into your Microsoft, and all your documents and everything would open, and you can access everything. I also really love the garden outdoor space. So when the weather is really nice, just going to the garden space in the Sydney Jones Library. I really like sitting there with music in my ears and then just working. You can just spend good 3-4 hours over there with no distractions. Plus, you can get some sun, and yeah, it's a really nice experience. It's been very helpful for me going to the library and using the study spaces there.
Right. That's pretty detailed and great. Thanks, Amanda. Just want to know, a bit curious here, like during assignment submission time or exam time, how does it work? Like, is the library really busy? Is it hard to find spaces? Any experience of that, Samriddhi or Harshada or Amanda?
I think obviously during assessment season and exam season, the library does get busy, but that's the great part of having two libraries on campus and having even more study spaces on campus. For me, if one library gets too busy, I'll go to the other one. If that's too busy and I can't find somewhere that I really want to sit and study, I'll go to any of the school buildings. So I'll simply just go into Victoria Gallery and Museum and study there. So for me, just being anywhere out of my room's fine for me to study. There's a Starbucks on campus where I've studied a lot. Actually written most of my assignments from there. I have me and my friends of often used to go to the law school, and there's a seating space area there, which is really nice. There's coffee shops on campus, loads of them actually. So while the libraries are a great place to go and study, they can get busy, but there's also like this just appreciation that there's so many other spaces on campus for you to just study, especially like if you're someone like me who likes to study with music on. I can study literally anywhere. That's just not my room. So I can literally study in a cafe. That's fine. And there's 2 cafes on campus, which I'm really grateful for. So there's just loads of spaces like that. So you don't have to really restrict yourself to the library. While the library is great, there's loads of spaces. So don't worry about that.
Great. Thank you so much, Samriddhi. Harshda, do you want to add anything to that?
I think Samriddhi summarized it exactly the way I wanted to, because I remember during exam season, especially during my first semester, I found it so hard to sit in my room and study, because obviously the bed is right there. I can roll over and just sit on my bed and act like I'm studying, but that doesn't work. But the libraries do get really busy. But the best thing is that I stay so close to the library. I've gone to the library literally at 1 a.m. and I've been there the whole night. So the library is a very safe space. I can ensure that, because I've spent so many hours at night, especially at midnight, because that was the only time they were like a little bit less busier. So as somebody said, again, there are so many spaces. I would, if I can't find a spot in the library, I would go to the management school, because they also have like a little pantry area where there's like a microwave, and you can just like take your food and you can sit there for hours and you're like good to go. So that's something great. And I think what I saw recently was like there's like so many like Abercrombie Square earlier, people used to just sit there and study, like not really study, but you can just get a book and sit there. It's a great place. Like you don't have to restrict yourself to even a building. You can just sit literally anywhere on campus and you're good to go. Yeah, that's
right. Perfect. Thank you so much, Harshda. My next question to you is, you did mention a bit about academic tutors. So can you tell us, like, what are the office hours with academic tutors? How do you book those? And what all is the kind of assistance that is available for students with their academic tutors?
So once you know your academic tutor, they will display their contact information. So you will be provided with their email address and their office hours. So I think the first step would be to just contact them via email ID and ask them for an appointment. Sometimes they might be very flexible. They could just say like, okay, pop in on Thursday and I'll be free, because they just have the entire day free there in their office. But I would definitely recommend just sending an email in advance to make sure that they are available at that time. Support wise, they do provide you with a lot of academic and non-academic support. As I shared earlier, I was confused between electives, because that's again an important decision. So you can always pop in and ask them what do they think and what kind of assistance will be provided, not just by the tutor but even by the management school. So you can just talk about them, not just even about electives, but in general about any, like the entire course as well. Like if any kind of difficulty that you're going through throughout the course, or there is a particular module that you find really hard to understand, or you're facing any kind of trouble, like that is the first point of contact for you academically, and to just talk to them. Non-academically, I would say like I have definitely like spoken about like my career prospects and what I want to do, what kind of support I should be looking for, and definitely like that's like kind of like a great support system for you, like somebody that's there to mentor you. So I would definitely ask students to like go and reach out to their academic tutors, because there's so much support available on campus and in management school as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to know. So yeah, again, please do book regular office hours with your academic tutors. They can help you greatly. Right. So moving on to the next question. So my next question is to Amanda. Could you tell us what are the student services, Amanda? and what are the well-being services that are offered at the university?
Yes, absolutely. Yamini, like you pointed out at the beginning of this session, you showed us a number of services. Yes, these services are available to all students wherever you are from, international or whether you are from the UK. These services are available for you for free, and all you have to do is just book them and go for the sessions, and they're really, really, really helpful, and very important for you as well. You might think that, oh, I don't need this, I'm very strong and everything, but then in your first month here you might feel very overwhelmed here. I did too, and it was a little overwhelming when I was still looking for part-time work, and I was trying to balance everything. So I took a bit of financial advice, as well as a little bit of well-being advice from these services, and they were really helpful. They give you a lot of tips on what you should do and how you should cope with different things, and you might even feel homesick, and or if it's your first time away from your family, and in a different country, so far away with different time zones, especially when you're trying to contact your family back home, and if the internet is off and you cannot do international calls, otherwise it gets really really frustrating. So these services, the different services available are, one is the mental health and well-being services. This is I will elaborate a little more on this in a bit. Then you have services for disabled students, which offers a lot of support, and you have a whole lot of guidance and everything. So but you need to let them know so that they can help you out the best way for you. They know what is best for you, so they'll be able to help you out with a lot of things. You can also ask for financial advice if you're struggling to manage your money, because probably you're doing that for the first time ever, all alone, and it can be a little daunting. So yeah, so there are loads of services for financial advice as well, and also for visa and immigration. So if you ever have any questions regarding your student visa or your passport or your BRP, or what it is to visit other countries, and like we as Indians need a Schengen visa to visit anywhere else in Europe, so they can show you how it's done and everything. So yeah, these are the 4 basic services available. And like Yamini asked me to speak about the well-being services that are offered at the university. These services include getting well-being advice. You can opt for counseling services, which are completely confidential, and it's a one-on-one thing. So you can get, if you're struggling with mental health, or if you are having some problems, don't be afraid to get in touch, and please do get in touch. There's also a 24-hour helpline that they have, and the numbers on the website, and you can contact them whenever you don't feel like you're able to take care of yourself, and there'll be somebody to guide you as well. There are also a lot of self-help guides, so if you feel like you can read some material or go through some videos, and there's an app as well. So if you feel, you can just look into those things and take care of yourself, take care of your well-being, because it's important. As a student, you have to juggle between a whole lot of things, cook for yourself, clean everything, and it gets little overwhelming. So don't worry about it, you're not alone. There are people who you can reach out to. There are loads of services that you can opt for, so don't worry.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Samriddhi or Harshida, any of these services that you guys have utilized, particularly of managing budgets or financial advice, have you guys opted for it?
Yeah, I've used the financial services before, and I've used just the international advisory and guidance services as well. So financial services was just to help me have a budget goal and then actually be able to stay under that budget goal. It can be like so easy to just let loose the control of things, and just keep spending. But it's great to have that budget, and the financial team, I feel like, is really it's really just well versed in how to manage your budget when you're living alone. And they kind of really just helped me giving general advice for the international advisory and guidance. I kind of needed a little bit of help understanding about because I was planning to do my master's right after my undergraduate earlier, and I kind of needed support on how to extend my student visa, and they kind of just explained me the whole process and everything that I needed, every document that I needed, and what I needed to do, where I needed to be while I apply for that, and how much it actually costed. So that was really just easy, because I know like it can be really overwhelming seeing loads of information on the internet. But I feel like if you just go talk to a person, it's not great to suffer in silence. Don't do that. Just go take help. There's loads available in the university. Everyone's just been so welcoming. No matter what team you go talk to, it's really simple to book those services. Most services also have drop-ins, which is really good. So if you're on campus and you feel like, oh, right now I have like 30 minutes where I can use and just get some advice instead of killing time, I can actually like utilize these 30 minutes. Just go into the also building. That's where all the services are. And I feel like that's such a great place. Like it's just all combined in one place. So you don't really have to go from one place to the other if you need advice. It's so central on campus. And I feel like the teams are really, really just great in terms of helping students.
Right, that's great, Samriddhi. And what about you, Harshda? Do you want to add anything to that? Any of these services that you've taken up?
Yeah. I have used the international advice and guidance very recently, actually. I was looking for some information. I thought I'll just pop in because they're having so many like drop-in sessions right now. So I just went and I needed advice regarding my visa because it is going to get over very soon. So how will I apply for maybe for a graduate visa? What are the costs? What are the procedures? Just general inquiry just to be sure. And they've been so kind and nice. They just write down every single thing. They explain you the whole process. They guide you through their website. So even if in case I forget, there is a website that will help me throughout my process, and also with the cost as well. Another service that I've recently taken help of is the LTSOs, the learning and teaching advisors. They're again somebody that you can just talk to in case you're going through something, or you just need any kind of help which is kind of in between academics and your well-being, or you just need someone to talk to. So that's again something that I have taken looked into and used. And honestly, just go through the website. I don't think there's any problem that there is no solution for on the university's website. So have a good look and you'll be fine.
Right. Thank you all. That was actually great. Now, what I want you to do is, if you could just summarize your university experience in about a minute each, that would be great. And then we'll move on to the Q&A session. So, Samriddhi, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, of course. So my 3 years in Liverpool have honestly just been amazing. There's just one word for it. I'm done with my degree, and it's just such a heavy feeling that I'm about to leave the city. But it's honestly being in the law school and how much I think I've been supported. It's a very holistic approach that's been taken with me in terms of support. There's been academic support, but on top of that, there's also been well-being support given to me, even by my academic advisor. Honestly, he's been great with that, and just everyone from the teaching staff, even if they're not your academic advisor, and you just need advice, you can just go up to them, have a chat with them during their office hours, and they'll try their best to help you or to direct you to a better team, which has been great. Another thing I'd like to mention about the law school is how futuristic my modules were, like how big, how large of a options I was presented to choose my modules, and how futuristic they were. Um, especially one module that really just has a special place in my heart is the legal clinic, because that's where you get to help in providing pro bono services to the people of Liverpool. I worked with an immigration solicitor for a semester, and that was such a great experience, just working in a team of 6 other law students under a solicitor. Got to learn so many new things, drafted legal advice letters, which I just didn't think I'd get to do as a law student. But just how much of a practical experience you get while you're here is amazing, and I don't think I could have gotten it anywhere else. Another thing that's really close to my heart is the city. I live really close to town, and right now all I do is just go to town every day and just just sink it in. And I love how close the campus is to the city center, so you can just go in every day. It's just a 10-minute walk downhill, which is really easy. And just love how you don't really have to spend much on public transport. You don't have to take a bus. I walk everywhere. I hit 10,000 to 15,000 steps every day, and I feel like that's such a great way to even know a city. So yeah, my experience has been great overall.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Samriddhi. Can we move on to Harshida, please?
Yeah, I think Samriddhi summarized it so well. Again, coming as an international student, I was very scared. I'm not gonna lie at the beginning, because it's such a daunting experience. You don't really know what you're going to get, what to expect. And Liverpool, even when I was researching about Liverpool, it just felt like such a wholesome experience. Everywhere, everything that I could read about was how great the people are and how nice they are, and that has truly stuck to its value, because everybody has been so nice since day one. No matter where you go, they'll always help you out. Talking about my university experience, just like the city, the university experience also has been really great. Talking about the management school and the course itself, the course was so different than what I was comparing it with the other universities. Like, so many modules are specifically selected so that there is a value added to the course, not just very generic modules. They add some value to your course that will help you in your future. If I want to talk about a specific module, that would be lean thinking, which I have checked throughout the UK. There are very few universities that give that module, which is so interesting and adds so much value to your career option. Again, another module would be using ERP SAP, which is a software tool which so many companies use, especially very big companies. And to actually get you trained in that software is very expensive and very hard to do. But for the university to put that in the list of modules and to make you go through those assignments to make your future and career equipped with those tools is something that I think I should be talking about. And honestly, the module, it seems difficult, but I know that today, if I use it so many times on my resume, and I get so many responses because they know that I'm so well equipped in that module. So that's something that the management school has done for me. Apart from that, we have enhancement weeks for management school, which is like an entire week where we don't have any academics. It's just a lot of events, seminars to help me with bridging that gap between academics and career options. So they'll call in a lot of guest lecturers. There are a lot of like Bloomberg events where there'll be a lot of training given. We recently had like a mock interview thing happening at the LFC, where they called in recruiters. They helped us with giving us information what the UK market wants from the graduates, what I should be expecting, what their expectations are from graduates. And we did like a mock interview where I could understand what kind of questions I will get. They kind of basically trained me with all the questions that if I pass that CV stage, what kind of questions I will be asked and how to answer them, what kind of rule I should be using, how to be calculative with my answers. So that's something that the management school has done for me. Apart from that, there are so many competitions that you can take part. I jumped right in it from the first semester. I took part in this competition called, which was in collaboration with Airbus. So it was basically AI meets project management, where we got to work with Airbus and deliver a project, like a presentation where we used AI for their project management. And we got to even see their factory and their offices. So that's another experience that the management school gave me. Apart from that, there was a consultancy challenge which I took part in, where the school tied me up with a local courier company where I worked with them as a consultant and helped them solve some of their problems. They wanted to introduce new services. So that's something that the management school has helped me, and that looks really good on the CV because that's just added experience for you. And apart from that, it's been great. As Yamini said earlier, it's been triple accredited and it stands true to its words.
I think, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. That's great, Harshada. Thank you so much. Right. And Amanda, if you could summarize your experience, and particularly keen to hear about you because you're doing a music industry course. Not a lot of students opt for it. So yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. My course was very I had very few people in my class. We were like 25 people and just 2 Indians. So not a lot of Indians take up this course, but it has been great. Getting experience firsthand of what it is to work in the music industry, and whether it's in management or marketing or even legal contracts. So basically I did management, I did legal law related things, I also did marketing related things, and it's been great. And the music department is amazing. And what I really love the most, you must have seen the picture that is put up on the slides of me, is where I'm practicing in the practice rooms. I along with the library, I also spent a lot of my time during the year in the practice rooms. You have specific piano practice rooms as well as pop practice rooms where you get all the other instruments. You can book any instrument that you want as a music student, and it's free of cost. You have access like 2 hours a day. You can book it for up to 2 hours a day, and you also get um, out of office access. That is like when at 5 p.m. when the university closes, you can still access the music department and the building and everything. And also the music society has been great as well. There are so many different things that you could take up. You could even learn an instrument over there, or you can sing, you can whatever you're interested in. Even if you're not a music student, you could join the Liverpool University Music Society, and it's great. Rest that's been my experience. And like even Harshada vouched for the people of Liverpool being amazing. I experienced the same thing, and I would really say that the people are so welcoming and so helpful. And even when I was a stranger here in my first week here, and I was lost somewhere, like I don't know where to find a certain place, somebody stopped whatever they were doing, and they came running to me and they said, hi, are you okay, do you need some help? So that's, you'll find that very particular about the people here. They'll always ask you if you're okay. Yeah, but it's been really great. And I'm going to miss Liverpool as a city. It's amazing. Can't wait for all the people here to experience this life in Liverpool. So yeah.
That is really wonderful to hear about your experiences. Really amazing and different sorts of experiences because you are pursuing different courses. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing those insightful experiences and information with the incoming students. Right. So now we'll move on to the Q&A. Yukti, shall we begin?
Yeah, sure. Oh, almost all the questions are covered. Like we have 1 or 2 different questions, so I will help
Okay.
you
Sure.
do that questions. How competitive is the scholarship application process?
Have they mentioned which scholarship, or they've just mentioned?
No, it's just mention scholarship, not a
Right.
specific one.
Okay. So I'm talking about the postgraduate scholarships now. So for postgraduate, we have two types. So one is the postgraduate advancement scholarship, which is a general scholarship across the master's programs at the university. And then we have the separate departmental awards that are there. Not all departments have it, some have it. So if you want to know about the postgraduate advancement scholarship, you can type it on Google, Postgraduate Advancement Scholarship Liverpool, and you'll find a link. Basically, the scholarship structure can be anywhere like £7,500 for courses like strategic communication, public health, energy and power systems. Then you also have flat £5,000 scholarship for courses such as data science for economics, there is international business and commercial law, and many other courses. So you'll find that list on the postgraduate scholarship webpage. And then there is the third type of scholarship as well within this postgraduate advancement award, which is basically the split scholarship of 2,500 plus 2,500, wherein the first 2,500 is given if you are a Commonwealth national, and the second 2,500 is given on the basis of your merit. Again, if you want to look for the merit criteria, it is given on our web pages. Then coming over to the departmental awards. So the most well-known one is the ULMS Excellence Award that we have, which is a flat 50% tuition waiver. That is a very limited award and is pretty competitive. However, there is no separate application for it. So the initial application that you are sending to the university, that is actually passed on to the scholarships team within the ULMS, and it's their decision to give you an award. So they consider things like your SOP, CV, your work experience or your internship experience, your leadership potential that you can highlight, academic merit. So on the basis of all of these, they take a call and award that to specific students. We also have MBA scholarships. So if you are an incoming MBA student, I mean, now it's too late anyway, if you're going to apply now. Even for the ULMS Excellence Awards, which is for the MSc courses, they're pretty limited. So you should apply early. And if you have not heard, that means you have not been considered, or if your application was really strong, you feel you should have been awarded, probably they are now over, right? So same for the MBA awards as well. We have different sorts of awards. So it can be 30%, 50%, 75%. And they need at least 4 years work experience, managerial for MBA as well. And again, the points that I mentioned for the ULMS Excellence Awards applies to the MBA awards as well. Then we have other departmental awards like the ones that are offered by the health data science course. There are a couple of them. I'm guessing the deadline has already gone. For health data science, there is a separate application procedure. So yeah, but the deadline is already gone now. And then we have others like if you're opting for a course within the political science department, there are a few scholarships that are there for those courses as well. So ULMS ones require no application, but the rest of the departments, they can require. So best is to check on the web pages, go to the fees and funding tab, and within that you'll find what all scholarships are applicable for that particular course. So you'll find that information on the website. Right. Next question, please, Yukti.
Yamini, almost all questions are already covered by your team. Like mostly questions are regarding the internship, scholarship,
Okay.
and mostly accommodation. These are already covered, so I don't think so we have to repeat those questions.
Right. I'll just mention one thing. So in case there are students who have not booked an accommodation yet, we are still open and accepting accommodation applications. So we are accepting till the 31st of July. So you still have time. And if you submit your application till then it is a guaranteed accommodation. So just go on our application portal for the accommodations on the accommodations web pages. Sorry, and you can make your application there if you hold an offer with us.
So thank you so much, everyone, for giving this insightful presentation and answering all the questions so well. Do you want to share any final words?
Not much. I think the student ambassadors have already shared quite a lot of tips. So I think, yeah, one thing is that please do come with an open mind. There is a lot to explore, and be risk-taking while you are a student. Of course, with a bit of caution as well, and try and gather new experiences as much as possible, because that will enrich your student life. And do participate in our societies. We have more than 200 societies on campus. So, there is a life beyond academics also at the university. And like our student ambassadors have stressed on, do make sure that you are accessing the services so that, you can bridge the gap that is there probably between the two education systems. So that can, help you with your assignments and examinations, and as well as your future studies. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much, Yukti. Thank you so much, student ambassadors as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your
Thank you.
valuable time. All the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact the SIUK India office. For more update, do follow us on our social media handles. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.